Hey guys, Bren here with a new video in 2020. Today, what I want to teach you and go through with you is how to build an email list for your contracting, building, or construction business. Actually, it doesn't even matter, even if you're not in those industries. Today's video is going to be really helpful no matter what industry you're in. I'm going to go through how to set up an email automation sequence so you can nurture cold prospects and turn them into raving hot leads for your business, so it's easier for you to sell these people, which means you spend less time. The time that you do spend selling is more lucrative. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how to capture these leads. What kind of incentives can you offer them in order to get their personal contact information that allows you to start this email automation sequence? I'm going to go through everything in fine detail. So without any further ado, let's jump over to my computer and we'll get stuck into today's tutorial. So guys, here we are back at my computer, ready to get stuck into this tutorial. First off, what I do want to mention is that I do a whole heap of videos specifically for contractors, builders, construction companies, so on and so forth, everything in and around that industry relating to marketing. A link will appear around this video in order to see the playlist, which will have all those videos from Google ads to Facebook ads to how to improve your website in terms of making it a better salesperson, improving the conversion rate, all that kind of fun stuff, and so much more. So if you're interested in learning more about how to improve your own digital marketing, click that playlist, have a whole heap of fun growing your business. Also, don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you want to see future videos. I'm always releasing new content and that kind of fun stuff, so don't forget to do that. If you've got some topics that you would like me to cover, or you've got some feedback about this video or a question about this video, smash a comment in the comment section below. I always answer them. I'm always making topics relating to what people want, so that's tremendously helpful for me. So what you may have noticed is that I'm wearing a shirt. I'm not wearing a collared shirt kind of thing for the first time in one of my videos. I suppose like the real quick and funny thing about that is that being somewhat introverted, sometimes I have a fantastic plan of doing a video and I don't do it because I just can't work myself up to do it. And so some days, like today, I didn't wear a proper shirt and I felt like I wanted to do the video, so here I am doing the video in just a normal t-shirt. So that's the kind of fun thing when you're an introvert. You never know when, kind of things like this will spring upon you, kind of thing. That's not to say that I don't enjoy doing the videos. I really do. Some days I like that a little bit less than others, but I always like to finish a video because I know I've, hopefully helped some people with their business and so on and so forth. So a little bit of unusual inside information about myself there. So with that being said, let's just get on to the important stuff, and that's how you can grow your business, build an email list, create an email automation sequence, nurture those relationships, generate some fantastic leads that you can close deals on, close tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of dollars per year. So why do you want to build an email list? It's pretty damn simple. There's one reason, and there's only one reason, and that is there's money in email. Like, people want to think that email's dead. That is complete rubbish. Email is absolutely smoking when it comes to making money. It is the closest thing that I know in order for a business to literally press a button and money to spit out the printer. Like, that's how good email can be. And I work with people, obviously tons of people in the contracting, construction, building world, remodeling, everything like that, and they do fantastically well with email. Also work with people in e-commerce and things like that, and so on and so forth. And like, when you work with e-commerce, because there's money, I really do get to see literally that kind of printing money effect from email. And it's the same with contracting. You send out emails and leads come in, you close the leads, money comes. Like, that's how powerful email is. But like, why does email work so well? Well, it's personal. Like, it's so weird when you use someone's name. Like, even that just basic level of personalization can just mean the world of difference in terms of how your message is received. So when that time where you forget someone's name and it's a little bit awkward for you, and no doubt that they know that you've forgotten their name, so it's awkward for them. But on the other hand, when you go up to someone and say, "Hey John, how's things?" kind of thing, and the sweetest noise to anyone's ear is their own name. So there's multiple levels of personalization, which I'll talk about in this video. And just like one little tip with email, like, you want to have email segmentation. So you don't want to be sending out general emails. You want a bathroom list, a kitchen list, If those are the two services. If you've got plumbing, you want to break down your plumbing emails and have automation sequences for the core kind of plumbing services you have. Same with construction. You get the idea. You don't want to be sending general emails to general kind of people. You want to be sending bathroom emails to bathroom people, kitchen emails to kitchen people, so on and so forth. I'm sure you get the idea. You have control of the messaging and when they get the message. Like that's so damn powerful. So you can say that a person gets an email every 3 days for 8 lots of 3 days kind of thing. That's really, really powerful because you know how people are progressing and if they're opening your emails. So for instance, here's like a little quick tip. You can have the same email with a different subject line, and let's say that only 50% of people open their email. So you've got a list of 100, you send out an email, only 50% of people open an email. You can set up some email order responders in CRMs so that the other 50% that didn't, change the subject line to a pre-written subject line and then send it again, same email. Because some people, the hook or the attention that the headline or subject line in this case generates, the appeals are different to different people, but the body content is applicable to everyone within a bathroom or kitchen or plumbing or electrical or construction, so on and so forth. You get the idea. So that's how you can get just a little bit more from your email automation sequences. So, I'm offering tips a little bit early when I'm just talking about like the power. I'm trying to convince you that email is so powerful. Not that it helps me, it helps you. So that's a little tip that can work tremendously well. So some other things that you can do with email is that you own the list. Like it's an asset that doesn't come up on the profit and loss statement, but it's a list that you can nurture and use in terms of your marketing. I look at it as a marketing asset that you can leverage within your business to generate income. Like that's the whole goal of any of the videos that I produce is how can I drive more leads? How can I drive more revenue for the people that watch my videos? And essentially that's the exact same type of work that I do. I'm literally just trying to grow people's businesses and that's it. I'm not trying to build anything else or any kind of vanity kind of stuff. It's literally money in the back pocket. And that's what this video is trying to teach you guys how to do. The other thing is that you can leverage it within social media, creating custom audiences and lookalike audiences. And if you don't know what they are, I've got a video that will appear, a link for that video will appear somewhere around this video. You can watch that. These are really powerful audiences, these custom audiences, these lookalike audiences. I mean, tremendously powerful. Like these are the same kind of things that the Trump campaign, whether you like him or don't like him, that doesn't matter. But even if you do like him or don't like him, you cannot argue against me that his social media marketing did not help him. There is no argument to say that his social media hurt him or didn't help him. It worked fantastically well. Parsdale, who runs his campaign, is a genius when it comes to this stuff, and he uses those techniques. So that link appeared. Click it, watch the video, implement it into your business. You'll do wonderfully well. I give you my personal promise that those types of audiences are just fantastic. People misuse Facebook. And not only do they misuse it, they don't even know the capabilities. That video will give you a taste, it will get your toe in the water, a very, very lucrative toe in the water on how you can get the most from Facebook. So when it comes to the strategy around the email automation and a lot of the stuff that I do is one of the things about contracting, building, remodeling, construction is that the people that are purchasing your services, this is some of the most expensive purchases that they'll ever make in their life. It'll be a new home, a new bathroom, a new kitchen. We're talking 5, 10, 15, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of dollars will be spent. This is, even if it's just a small contracting job, so to speak, even if it's only just a couple of thousand, people don't spend a couple of $1,000s every day. This only happens every now and then. So, once you start to build up, the complexities and the thought and the decision-making process and the risk dramatically increases. It's a bit like marriage. And if you've seen my videos before, you know that I like to refer this as marriage. And the way I like to refer to it is like, you can see my mouse here a little bit, is imagine you're single, you might be married, what doesn't matter. And you meet up with a potential partner, excuse me, you have a first date. And at the end of the first date, that potential spouse says, a marriage proposal, makes a marriage proposal to you, like completely crazy. You know the person for 90 minutes and, they're springing marriage. Like, you don't know, they could be a serial killer, they could be violent, they could be absolutely batshit crazy. Who knows? Like it doesn't make sense. So when businesses are trying to generate leads from the first initial visit, and a lot do, like I'm not saying that they don't, and that's the wrong way. They do, but this is more about how can you get even more from what you're doing. Like that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get, like in a nice way, force people on the second date, third date, fourth date in a really nice way. And I kind of refer them as interactions, like marketing interactions. Therefore, you're starting to build a marketing argument and a marketing relationship in order for them to see what you do, how you do it. You're demonstrating, which is proof. They can see the awards, they can see testimonials, before and after pictures, so on and so forth. They can start to say, well, gee whiz, these guys are good. Like they know what they're doing when it comes to your service. Like what you're doing when it comes to your service. You do. But they do not. They have never seen you before. So you need to prove that point to your prospect. So, just a little bit of tongue in cheek here, a little bit of fun. Like a visitor lands on your landing page, right? They become a lead. They don't become a lead. That's okay. In this strategy, we have an email opt-in offer pitched to the visitor. I'll show you examples. If that's not quite making sense to you, don't worry. Hold on. I'll show you 100% bulletproof examples, exactly how it's done. Then the prospect inputs their information, such as name, email address. Then you can put them into their email automation sequence, and I'll go through a couple of emails with you, what to write, how to write it, etc. Further on later on in this video. But marriage on the other side. So imagine asking for the sale up here. It sounds a bit silly, like a new home. Like imagine if you could sell a new home via e-commerce. If you're a new home builder, you're thinking, oh, fantastic, no sales, no nothing. Wake up in the morning, 250k sitting in the bank, fantastic. It's just insane to think like that. Perhaps we may go there one day. We may go there, and I've had this conversation with my new home building clients, and they would like it, and of course they would, but we're just not. People just culturally and psychologically aren't there yet, and we're probably a couple of decades away. Well, perhaps I'm wrong, but we're a little while away at least. So, like the first date, is the person crazy? Can you do what you say you can do? Second date, are they hiding the craziness? Can you really do what you say you can do? Kind of thing. The third date, I feel like I know less about the person than I did before, kind of thing. Like you've only had 2 interactions, but as the emails start to come through, the fourth date, we might have something here. These guys might be decent. Plenty of other people will use them. I've seen how they do it. I've seen before and afters. I've seen testimonials, so on and so forth. Hey, we might have the right new home builder, the perfect bathroom remodeling renovation company, whatever you are, contractor. You might not even be a contractor or builder or whatever. The same kind of rules apply to almost every business. So that strategy, or this strategy here, is hugely powerful, and I've broken it down to like a fun, cheesy kind of way to look at it, just to hopefully get the point across very accurately to you. So I hope I've done that. So what I want to do now is talk about ways for you to start building your email opt-in list. So what I'm not going to cover here is the technical aspects of setup. You need something like Aweber, Infusionsoft. You don't need too much as a construction. Something like Aweber, MailChimp, something like that costs you around about $10 to $15 per month. Literally, that's all it's going to cost. Like that, many of these strategies will not really cost you anything more than that $10 or $15 per month. Hence, this being one. So one of the fantastic things that you can do is have an exit intent pop-up. So when someone goes to exit your website, a pop-up comes, and it's your last-ditch effort to try and get something valuable from them, that being personal information for you to continue on the relationship that you've put resources into getting. Now, you could have paid Facebook, you could have paid Google, you could have done dedicated resources or both either time or financial into search engine optimization. Get everything you can out of that in which you've dedicated resources to. An exit pop-up does that. So someone goes to leave your website, this pop-up comes up to try and incentivize them to stay. I'm just going to run with this video the bathroom remodeling niche for no good reason. I do work with a whole bunch of them, or kitchens, construction companies, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to run through it because it's just simple. And so I've just got a free dummy report here. Get your free copy of the 7 costly bathroom renovation mistakes you need to know. Discover how shady contractors can rip you off if you're not careful, plus how to save money and still get a better bathroom. So You could phrase that this is a visual representation of the information, like it's just a ebook cover, kind of like a title of a book kind of thing. It doesn't cost much to do this type of stuff. It can be customized to the particular service. As I mentioned before, if you're offering multiple services, you want multiple ebooks, no use offering a bathroom based guide for a kitchen service, although yes, 80% or 70% of the information will be transferable, of course, but it's just not perceived as relevant. So you have to cater for the prospect's knowledge and not your own kind of thing. You have this burden of knowledge, which is fantastic, but you can't think along the lines of the knowledge that you have. This allows you also to leverage all traffic sources. Doesn't matter, search optimization, Google ads, Facebook ads, so on and so forth. You can use an exit pop-up on any page of your website. Fantastic. So for $15 a month, you're smoking cigars. It also allows you to get more from what you're already doing, as I already spoke about, and I've added a little nifty blank bullet point for no good reason. So Facebook retargeting as well. So Facebook retargeting, I mentioned it in the video. I'm going to pop that link up here. Again, how to build a retargeting audience and how to pitch ads to that retargeting audience, really detailed. So I literally go through what to click, why to click it, so on and so forth. But here it's in a really quick breakdown. Retargeting, you've experienced this before. You go to an airline, if you're in America, American Airline, American AA, or you go to Delta or something like that, or if you're in Australia like I am, you go to Jetstar, Qantas, British Airways, if you're in the UK or wherever, Canada Air. Those guys start to chase you around with ads. You can do the same thing. Now, you probably find them as a pain in the backside, and I understand that, but they also are another pain in your backside in terms of they make your wallet fatter. So when you sit down, it's causing you a pain in the backside. That's a good, fun pain in the ass, and that's what you want. And these ads work fantastically well. They're incredibly cheap. So like most contractors, as long as they're not in a massive city, spending around about $70 to $150 a month. It's not much on retargeting. It's that's not going to break the bank. If it's going to break the bank, probably get out of business is my recommendation. So now that we've got that, these ads follow you around, so you can nurture the relationship. You can sequentially base them. You can do multiple things, but for this instance, we're trying to get people to get our bathroom renovation mistakes guide, and so on and so forth. So what we're doing is we're making a Facebook ad. When they click the ad, they go to an email opt-in landing page where it's where they hand over their email and they get this fantastic guide. Again, you're getting more from what you're already doing. You're paying for traffic. You're dedicating resources to Google Ads, search optimization, etc., etc. Use remarketing and retargeting because it's so damn powerful. And the multiple touch points, we have this psychological kind of problem with us that if we hear or see something more often, we believe it to be true. Like it's stupid. And we all I know the principle, and I'm still stupid enough to fall for it. But you want to use it because it does work. So repetition. So people see you on Facebook, they see you on Google, they see you in search optimization, they see you on Instagram, etc. These guys must be good. They're damn well everywhere. When you say it like that, you can kind of say, "Oh, I see how that makes sense." But you kind of thinking, "Well, I can see how it doesn't make sense. Like just because I'm everywhere doesn't mean I'm good." Of course it doesn't. Like that's the paradox of the psychology of repetition. But nonetheless, it works wonderfully well, and it doesn't cost a boatload of money, which is fantastic. So I've mentioned this. Your expenses are very expensive, and the more people know about you and how you go about your work, understanding and education is persuading. So it's really, really powerful. If people don't know enough, they won't make a decision. I know it sounds so basic, but if there's an understanding, there is an ability to be persuaded. Otherwise, you're kind of asking for marriage on the first date. There's not enough understanding. There's not enough education about the spouse. That's what I'm trying to get across. So just moving on, people who do not become a lead will see this ad. So if someone fills out a form, you can say, you won't see this style of ad, so on and so forth. If you check out some of my other marketing strategy videos, you'll see some really cool strategies around what to do with leads, with people that do become leads. You can do some cool kind of marketing strategies around that to help your ability to sell that person. So, if you're selling 1 in 6 leads, get down to 1 in 4, completely transform your business. So I have a marketing strategy video for builders, contractors. I'll shove the link up around here as well, and you can have a peek at that if you like. You can sequence the ads, as I mentioned before. So you show this ad, you get the email address. Then you can start to show ads around, as I've got here, testimonials, awards, demonstration, etc., etc. So lots of fun stuff there. So you can start to show ads to cold traffic. Now, cold traffic is where there's a lot of scale. The result in terms of conversion rate, or the likelihood of getting, so if you get a block of visitors through retargeting, trying to get their email address, you may get up to 20%, which is fantastic. 1 in 5 people that see the ad will opt in, fantastic. Cold traffic might be a fair bit less, but you're interacting with people that haven't interacted with you before. So you kind of expect to pay a little bit more. The conversion rate, it's kind of like asking for marriage on the first date, funny enough. This is like a low that perhaps you're asking for a date. There's lots of no's, and I've kind of screwed the analogy and butchered it a fair bit. But what I'm trying to say is that this is a low entry way to start a relationship with someone. You're not asking for marriage, you're asking for a cup of coffee. So that's where this is cool. You've got here, you can use lookalike audiences. Lookalike audiences are fantastic. I referenced the Facebook video at the start of this, or towards the start of this tutorial. Have a look at that. I'm talking about you're able to use a very powerful technique that the Trump campaign used, and that is getting your prospects and people that you have done business with, handing that over to Facebook. Facebook analyzes the demographics, psychographics, and behaviors of those people, and find all the similar people that are just like that in your geographical area, and allows you to show them ads. Just think for a moment how powerful that is. Like, you're basing things that you're marketing in an extremely targeted way based upon behavior, psychographics, demographics. You can't fake that stuff. Like, people will say the damnedest things, like words are cheap. Like, it's been around for a long time because it's damn true, but you can't fake demographics, behaviors, so on and so forth. Like, that's just real stuff. Like, but people will lie through words, but repeated actions speak the truth. So that's why this can work particularly well. Allows you to build a relationship with people early into the market, can be fantastic. Again, you can be sequential with this, as I mentioned in the previous slide. So that's fantastic. So when it comes to Google Ads retargeting, it's the exact same thing. It's fantastic in so many different ways. All the same benefits as Facebook retargeting. Power of repetition, I've mentioned that. You want to base this on behavior a little bit though. So you can absolutely retarget everyone. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Won't cost you all too much more money. Probably cost you an extra 20, 30, 40 bucks. Unless you're up, you're doing probably over $3 million, which all these strategies are completely applicable for. I mean, I work with guys doing over 20 million. Like, same kind of stuff, we just spend more money. Like, so you can be, no matter where you are in your business life cycle, all these strategies are extremely applicable. Based on behavior, if you are in the bigger world. So perhaps people that spend 60 seconds or more, you can tell Google that I only want to show ads, my retargeting ads, to people that have spent 60 seconds or more. Their behavior has dictated that you are somewhat applicable to them. They've spent 60 seconds. Like, it's not a long time, but it's a decent amount of time that yes, they will remember you when they see a retargeting ad in a couple of hours from you. Like, hugely powerful stuff. This time though, you can a slightly different angle, the 7 latest trends. So you can offer that in, and I'll just go back here for Facebook cold traffic. Instead of saying the buyer's guide, now I should have mentioned this on the previous slide, but I'm just going to wing it and go with it from where we are. So when you're in cold traffic, the intention from the person is different. So when we're basing on the retargeting, the person has their behavior, they've searched for a bathroom remodeling renovation company, they're showing intent to want the service. So therefore a buying guide or mistakes towards purchasing the particular service is applicable. But when you're pitching to cold audiences, the 7 latest trends, because it's earlier in their kind of decision-making process, so to speak. So that's why I've changed the ad here, and I ignorantly forgot to reference it, but I'm referencing now, so don't shoot me for that. So that's where you can change it. That's where you can have like multiple different lead capture mechanisms based upon the intent of the person, like basing on the behavior of the person. The behavior is king. Like, people say the damnedest things, they lie. They blatantly lie. Everyone's experienced it. They like to say that they're better than they are. we all do it, and we all wish we didn't, but none of us are perfect. So you want to meet the intent of the person, and that hence why the ad has changed there. So what can you offer as a lead magnet or incentive? The lead magnet is just incentive. You give me your personal name and email address, and I'm going to give you X, Y, Z. So the object that you offer, has to convey value. So that's really, really important, because if it's not worthwhile, like sign up to my newsletter, no one wants to do that. It's not helpful to anyone. It just thinks that you're going to email me useless information. But if you're interested in bathrooms at some level, 7 costly bathroom mistakes, that's applicable. I want that. That's going to help me. So what can you offer? Has to be incredibly relevant. Do not offer an iPad. Do not offer something ridiculous, because you'll get every lunatic. I want an iPad. Don't want a bathroom. 10-year-old kid. I want an iPad. You want to offer something that's extremely relevant. I've done this with giveaways. I've got videos about giveaways. Offer something relevant. Really, really, really important. Remember that people are geniuses in their own field of expertise. So I like to think that people are geniuses within the stuff that they do day in, day out. And if they're like me, they become complete dummies when they move outside of anything that they know at a reasonable level. So that's what your prospects are like. And I'm not speaking ill upon any prospects. If your prospects knew what you knew, they would do it themselves. Same with me. People all around the world work with me. If they knew what I knew, I wouldn't have anyone to work with. There's power in that. And why I'm saying all this is that you have valuable information that will tremendously help your product, tremendously position you in a better way, make it easier for you to generate leads, make it easier for you to close deals. This is tremendously, tremendously powerful. So I'm a big proponent of offering information, because it's essentially free. You're not having to buy something to give away or anything like that. You can offer information around to save money, enhance the quality, don't get ripped off, what questions to ask. I missed the S there, don't shoot me for that either. Common mistakes, so on and so forth. It's about what do your prospects want. I don't know what your business is, so I'm not going to give you any hard concrete advice, but you're probably getting the idea of how to create something yourself really, really quickly. So when it comes down to the emails, this is where everyone gets tripped up. It's like, what the hell do I damn write? And don't worry, I've been there, and I'll probably be there again in the future. But I know how the psychology works. I know what works, and I've done this for so many different industries, and I've done it tons for you guys as contractors and stuff, and I'm going to do it tons for you guys more in the future. But in the first email, deliver your lead magnet, deliver your incentive. That's what they want. That's what they've given you information. Give it to them. You have to sell the sizzle though. You have to tell people why they should read this, why they could consume it. Again, if they do not consume it, they do not become educated, they do not understand, therefore there is no persuasion event that has actually occurred. Really, really important. Sell the sizzle. People that don't do that, here, read this. No, I don't want to read this. It's the exact same reason on TV. There's what do you call them? Snippets of TV shows, trailers of TV shows and movies, to wet your tongue in order to watch the damn movie or TV show. You're doing the same thing. Wet the tongue of the prospect. I don't even know if that's the right way to put it, wet your tongue. Anyway, we'll move on. If that's wrong, forgive me. But you want to kind of grease that slide into getting people to consume the incentive that you've created. In the first email, create an open loop, kind of like the movie Lost, the TV show Lost, or many TV shows, end on a cliffhanger. In the next email, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share you how the 3 most common ways people that are renovating their bathroom get ripped off. Okay, I'm going to have to read the next email. So we move on to email 2, the welcome email. Introduce yourself. What type of emails the prospect can expect to get from you. Ask your prospect to whitelist you. There's information about that. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty, but it just means you won't go to spam and stuff like that. And get them to add themselves to your social media. Like us on Facebook, get us on Twitter, Instagram, etc., or wherever you have your social media platforms all done. Haven't answered the open loop. A little bit of a sneaky trick here. So we want to talk about the open loop and just say, I just wanted to throw this email in just to introduce myself, etc. In my next email coming in 2 days, I'm going to tell you how you will not get ripped off. I'm going to show you how dodgy contractors rip people off, and I'm going to show you how to spot them and how to avoid it. So a little bit not nice, but damn well works. So depends. I don't see it as morally or ethically poor, but if you do, throw the answer to the open loop in there. Moving on to email 3 though. Get personal is not spelled GTE, but they're going to run with that still. Damn, spelling mistake. Get more personal. People buy from people. One of the biggest barriers to get over with all my clients is that they're not buying from your business. They're buying from you. They trust you. You're going to do the job and get it done. You might have a team, but the buck is going to stop with you. That's really important. So it's when it comes down to purchasing, as I said, people buy from people. When it comes to status-based stuff, yes, people start to buy Rolex because it's Rolex, Ferrari because it's Ferrari. But when it comes to almost everything else, it's people. So for the really quick story, you may have heard this in other videos. I had a knee operation almost 6 months ago now. I had a wonderful surgeon that is the president of his particular type of surgery in my country, Australia. And I got a friend of mine who's a nurse that had to have a knee operation as well. And so she has that burden of knowledge. She knows the medical field. She knows how to evaluate a good doctor and a bad doctor, etc. I said to her, did you go and see XYZ doctor? She said, yeah. I said, did you get the operation done by him? No, I didn't. Why is that? I didn't like him. What do you mean you didn't like him? He's the best in the country. Makes no sense. Oh, I just didn't like him. I'm like, you're asleep anyway. You don't have to talk to him. Yeah, but so the reason why I bring this up is that people do not evaluate you on your technical ability to complete the job. Are you likable? People have to buy from you. They have to like you. So share your story. Become likable. Allow people to understand what you're about. So how did you get started? What do you stand for? Include a photo of yourself. Why did you start the business? So on and so forth. Really important information. That's fun. Answer the loop. Can you tie the open loop into this? I started the business because people were ripping people off in this way. I stand for this because I saw this, etc. Really cool when you can tie it into stories and it all matches up and marries together. There's some skill involved in there, but there's a tip for you. But moving on to 4, continue to build the relationship. So you take for granted the information that you know. Your prospects probably wish they knew 2% of what you do. That way they would know what questions to ask or how to evaluate people in order to get the right builder or contractor, etc. So share the information. Share this information. Some of the basic stuff is really, really important. Share helpful tips and advice. Use story. And I've got waterproofing here as an example for, this is more for me than you, but you might be a bathroom remodeling and you've got some waterproofing horror stories. Show an image and tell a story about waterproofing and why it's important. Boom, there's one email. Hugely important. You can ruin a whole, you can ruin a whole bathroom with poor waterproofing. Let's be serious. And show someone just an absolutely horrid photo of a complete floor rotted out. The worse, the better. So, that leads on to using pictures, show proof of your work and show credibility. Again, testimonials before and after, so on and so forth. So, that's really, really important kind of stuff. If you want to improve your marketing though, no matter if you're only just starting or you're doing millions or tens of millions of dollars per year, you can reach out to me. Come over to my website at brenhamel.com. There you can see a perfect, or not perfect, but a decent example of an exit pop-up. Funny enough, you can come over here, scroll down, book your consultation. I offer a free consultation where it's geared around you based upon what questions you have, how do you want to improve your marketing. I give you practical advice on how to do that, not trying to sell you anything in any way, shape or form. Some people reach out because they want to work, some people reach out because they've got questions about Google Ads, Facebook, whatnot, or just an overall strategy kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what it is, reach out, fill in this form. You and I can schedule a time to have a chat and that would be tremendously helpful. On the other hand, do not forget to smash that subscribe button and the like button for this video. It is tremendously helpful to me. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget about the playlist dedicated to you as a contractor, builder, or construction company. And if you have any feedback, good, bad, or nasty, drop a comment in the comment section below, especially if you have a topic that you would like me to cover. I do really appreciate that. So with everything being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Take care and goodbye.